I am on a journey to a place I have never been before. My goal is to get on the other side of what seems to be an uncrossable chasm of grief at the loss of the love of my life, my lovely and loving wife, Dottie. I am in the very early stages of this journey. I have no guarantee that I will be successful in completing my quest, but here is where I begin, and whether I reach the other side or I fall into utter ruin, I'm going to share my effort with you. It is especially tough for me because a month ago all was well, and Dottie and I were looking forward to having another romantic anniversary today, and then disaster struck out of nowhere, and she was gone. And here I am trying to find a reason and a method to go on. In all honesty, it seems a hopeless task, but I'm going to give it my best effort. I have 2 sons and 5 grandchildren who would not understand if I just did what I would most like to do and simply check out. So I will fight against what seems to be an overwhelming foe with all that I have. And if I somehow can succeed, I don't even know where I will be or what I will have attained. It is a journey with an ambiguous destination, with its only definition being a state of existence that will have purpose for this old and currently very sad INTJ. If it pleases you, wish me luck as I take my first steps towards my mystical goal. I'm going to begin with a letter that I wrote to my wife this morning. June 10, 2021, Thursday morning. To the wife I lost, to my infinite sorrow. Dottie, this is our 45th wedding anniversary today, and only your cremated remains are with me to share it. It will be a day of sorrow and remembrance. You have left me memories aplenty, and so very, very many of them are wonderful. You gave of yourself freely, all of our years together, and I loved you. I will always love you with all of my heart. I can't begin to even explore the depth of my sorrow and my loss. I could never hope to fill it in or repair it when I can't even define its shape or size fully. I only know that it is deep, wide, and as dark and empty as intergalactic space. You were an amazing girl, absolutely the most exciting, enchanting, and fun woman. You were always my fun girl, honey, I have ever known. You gave me love in all of its forms, deeply and freely. We shared financially good times and financially bad times, and through all the ups and downs in our life, you were happy to be together with me, and I with you. When we were apart, we shared our heartbreak through letters and our mutual yearning to be together again. When my ship pulled into Norfolk after a 7-month cruise in February of 1987, you were right at the front of the crowd of hundreds of wives and girlfriends waiting to get through the gate. You even made the news as you ran at the front of the pack towards our gangway. You loved me, Dottie. You really, truly loved me. I never understood how you could, because I am such an odd fellow, stuck inside my own head. But you did, and honey, I adored you. On Midway Island, you sifted out the bugs from the flour and rode your bicycle even when you were pregnant without complaint. You were smiling as you lived that primitive existence with me and later with our son as well. We moved to NAS Lemoore and you spent 3 months still riding your bicycle because we didn't have a car yet and I had to go to school in Tennessee while you stayed in our home all alone with our little Billy. Home after home, situation after situation, you stepped up to the plate and you did whatever needed doing to make our dwelling a home, a wonderful home. You were amazing, Dottie. You were the perfect wife, homemaker, and mother, and I can't believe how lucky I was to have you walk into my life like magic. It was completely unexpected, and now your leaving was just as unexpected. It was as if a fairy godmother dropped in and waved her magic wand, and there you were in my life, and then, like Cinderella hitting midnight, you were gone. Magic is the only way I can explain it. You were enchanting, and you grabbed my heart and held it tight all of these years, and you treated my heart with love and tenderness, always. I love you so. You are so missed that I can't even put anything close to it into words, because my missing you is greater in size than the visible universe. Memories pop up unexpectedly as I go through the day. I see this or I hear that, and suddenly a memory appears that either we created together or you merely handed to me with love. Dottie, you were my completion, my perfect match to make a whole. Together, we faced life and its challenges, and we always came out the other side, holding hands and smiling, until now. I am no longer smiling. I am no longer living in joy. If I could somehow separate the loss and the sorrow from the happy memories, it would leave me with enough happiness to fill up whatever remains of my life. But so far, they are as mixed together as is salt into the sea. Today will be a hard one, babe. Maybe I will spend the day on Addis, where our metaphors, Bill and Cookie, still live together in joy and love. Maybe I will go through old pictures and revisit the things we lived through and enjoyed together. Maybe I will cry, and maybe I will find a few things to smile about as well, because, girl, you made me smile a lot over the years. This is my 11th letter that I have written to you since we said goodbye to each other in ICU 12 days ago. You spoke your final words of love through your oxygen mask and looked at me for the last time with those beautiful, loving brown eyes. It hasn't been 2 weeks yet, but it feels like my pain and suffering have filled up years of time. Hope ceased to live in my heart at 5 a.m. on Saturday, May 29, 2021. When I got the phone call that told me that you were going to die that day. I was holding your hand and rubbing your forehead as you took your last breath, and your heart stopped beating at 9:12 a.m. It was a horror too terrible to comprehend. I am still living in shock and denial because losing you can't be accepted, and therefore it couldn't happen. Not to me, not in my life. But here I am, without you. Forever. Forever and ever and ever. It is our anniversary today, babe. Yesterday an old school friend, out of sympathy, took me to one of your favorite restaurants. He was very kind. However, I should have been taking you there today. Instead, today, on our anniversary, I am only feasting on sadness and pain. There is no joy left in this universe, none at all. Because you were my joy. You were my reason to smile and to feel happy. You were my everything that truly mattered in this entire universe. And honey, now you are gone? There was a song that was recorded in 1962, 59 years ago, and the pain that song expresses has been haunting me for days. No, Dottie, you didn't walk away from me for another. You died. But the fact remains, you are gone, and you can't love me anymore. The end of the world. Why does the sun go on shining? Why does the sea rush to shore? Don't they know it's the end of the world, 'cause you don't love me anymore? Why do the birds go on singing? Why do the stars glow above? Don't they know it's the end of the world? It ended when I lost your love. I wake up in the morning and I wonder why everything's the same as it was. I can't understand, no, I can't understand how life goes on the way it does. Why does my heart go on beating? Why do these eyes of mine cry? Don't they know it's the end of the world? It ended when you said goodbye. My world ended, but the universe doesn't care. It just keeps pushing on forward to wherever it is going. But my connection to it has been cut. I woke up this morning thinking of this song snippet. You were my sunshine, my only sunshine. You made me happy when skies were gray. I always told you how much I loved you, but you've taken my sunshine away. The other night, dear, as I lay sleeping, I dreamed I held you at my side. When I awoke, dear, I was mistaken, and I hung my head and I cried. You didn't leave me for another, or have your love grow cold and walk away. No, it was death that took you from me and sapped all the joy and sunshine from my world. I am living in darkness, Dottie, complete darkness. I write to you each day because I have to believe somewhere inside my heart that my love will reach you, or at least touch my memory of you, where it will be accepted with kindness to a poor, wretched man who no longer has a reason to live. I no longer have sunshine in my life, but I can remember sunshine, and your radiant smile, and your loving arms and soft lips. I remember you, honey, and that is all the light I have left. Thank you for all those wonderful years and for all the love you gave me. Thank you for being my girl and my wife, and I will always, always love you, babe. Forever and always, your Al. Thank you for listening. I truly have no idea where this journey will lead me. I don't have a set plan yet. I'm living in chaos, even though I despise chaos. I have to sort things out enough to where I can pick a direction in which to move. I told the nurse, Michelle, in the ICU, who kindly listened to my rambling thoughts as I was trying to find a way to deal with what was going on that final day, that I had spent a great deal of time philosophically working my way through accepting my own death, and I was successful. I am not afraid of dying. But I told her I had not spent time on working through the loss of my soulmate. I came to this event unprepared, and now I must do that work, while wading through unbearable pain and grief, instead of doing it when I was living in happiness with my precious wife. So now it begins. Since my plan is non-existent at present, I can make no promises on timing or milestones or anything like that. I can only tell you that this is my goal, and I will follow it to wherever it leads, and I will try and share any significant events that occur on my quest. It is like the pilgrim in the book Pilgrim's Progress, who first sought the path, found the gate to it, and finally set on his journey to the final destination. I am currently in search of a gate I only hope exists, that opens onto a path that I also hope exists, with a destination that I hope will be worth the fight to get there. Only time will tell. May your days be much brighter for you than mine currently are for me. I wish you well.